In our top story tonight, what the hell is going on with this Chinese spy balloon UFO fiasco? We're here to explain. Okay, so let's back up. At the beginning of February, a balloon the size of 3 school buses was spotted over Montana. The US government said Chinese spy balloon, and the Chinese government said it's just a cute little weather balloon, you guys. Chill the fuck out, you're so dramatic. So then a bunch of Americans, some of whom were elected officials, were like, let's nuke that mofo back to the Stone Age, which is kind of our default setting as Americans. And you gotta admit, that approach really does cover the bases in ashes. But President Biden, who is not known for reacting quickly to pretty much anything, was like, wait for it, okay now. So after the balloon floated over us for a week, it was shot down off the coast of South Carolina. Fun fact, it was the first time NORAD has ever shot anything down in its 65-year history, so now they have to get a balloon tattoo under their left eye. Weirdly, Matt Gaetz was the voice of reason, saying that China might be deliberately trying to get us to shoot this thing down so they could retaliate. Good point, but ew, Matt Gaetz. Here's a question. Why are we shooting down balloons when we could take them intact? I mean, we have the technology.
My balloons.
So after the balloon got shot down, the Coast Guard got out there and dragged the balloon's deflated ass out of its watery grave. Investigators' initial notes described the apparatus as wet. Then China was like, oh, that other balloon over Latin America? Same deal, that's us. We can't even keep track of all these crazy balloons. Then while we're freaking out about the whole thing, the Pentagon press secretary is like, oh yeah, there were like 4 of those mofos during the Trump administration, to which everyone was like, wait, what? But then there were more. On February 10th, an object the size of a small car was shot down over Alaska, and then another one got smoked near the US-Canada border. You can tell it was a US plane that shot the balloon down over Canada because the Canadian Air Force would have been like, oh, sorry, I have to shoot down your spy balloon, eh? Then the next day, an octagonal structure is shot down over Lake Huron, to which the Pentagon says, that's clearly too many sides for a structure, you only need 5. So then there's a press conference and people are like, hi, reporter from such and such publication here, quick question, aliens? To which the head of NORAD says, I don't know, maybe. To which everyone again goes, wait, what? So then the White House comes out the next day and is like, ixnay on the aliens, eh? To that guy, and then they're like, guys, there are no aliens. Calm your shit, okay? And the National Security Council guy says the reason we're finding so many of these things is because we're actually looking for them now. And just to recap, we have 2 entire branches of the military devoted to the sky, so not sure why no one was looking at the sky before, but we're damn sure looking the fuck out of the sky now. President Biden tried to cool things down at a press conference, saying that the last 3 items to be shot down were probably from private companies and not China. Okay, so I guess we're shooting anything that moves, whether or not we know what it is or where it came from? That's probably a great strategy. Wonder what's in that lead container marked biohazard. I don't know, let's launch a grenade at it and find out. This isn't a gender reveal party, you guys. Hold your fire. Also, how much more information does China need about us? We're the 100th satellites and the I agree to the terms and conditions even though I don't know what they are check boxes and our publicly available social media data and whatever the hell TikTok is up to not enough? Babe, you're kind of obsessed with us and we're flattered, but you're coming on a little strong. Also, if you're gonna spy on us, maybe pick some higher traffic areas than the Yukon, Montana, and Nebraska. You trying to make a Chinese version of Yellowstone or are you just super into grizzly bears? Get better at spying, China. Anyways, that's what we know so far, but get ready for some crazy-ass conspiracy theories over the next few weeks. Hope your alien anal probe goes well. Folks, the 2024 presidential election is just 21 short months away. Can you believe we take this long to do elections? Anyways, let's check in on how the GOP field of candidates is doing. Ron DeSantis, who hasn't announced he's running yet, but is acting like a dick just in case, is trying to ban state investment in anything he considers woke. So from now on, all state pension funds will be invested in oil guns. Oil guns. Shoot oil at your problems. On the flip side, Nikki Haley has announced her run for president. Donald Trump hasn't figured out how to make her a groomer yet, but he's working on it. If that doesn't work, he'll just call her woke or something. Haley announced her candidacy with an exciting new ad.
Republicans have lost the popular vote in 7 out of the last 8 presidential elections.
Yep, that's pretty terrible. So what's your plan?
It's time for a new generation of leadership.
Okay, and how will you do things differently?
Rediscover fiscal responsibility. Secure our border.
Fiscal responsibility and strengthening the border? Those are your bold new ideas? Your party says those things every 2 seconds. We made a drinking game out of it, and we've been blackout drunk for years. One person that does have some bold new ideas is Donald Trump. He's reportedly been asking his advisors, "What do you think about firing squads?" To which they've responded by drinking an entire gallon of gin at 10 a.m. Yes, Trump apparently thinks that the problem with capital punishment is that it's not splashy enough. He wants to bring back firing squads, group executions, and the guillotine. And he wants to promote these via an ad campaign using footage from the executions. We're looking forward to his new take on the show Chopped. Fun entertainment for the whole family. Donald Trump's lawyer, no one knows which one or how long until this one is disbarred, has a terrific explanation for the classified folder on the former president's nightstand.
The folder is kind of one of the more humorous aspects of this whole thing.
Oh, this is going to be good.
This is not a classified folder.
Oh, it's not?
It's a folder, a manila folder that says classified evening summary.
Sure sounds classified from the, word classified being written on there.
He has one of those landline telephones next to his bed, and it has a blue light on it, and it keeps him up at night.
Are we sure that's not his conscience keeping him up at night?
So he took the manila folder and he put it over it so that it would keep the light down so he could sleep at night. And so now the president has to find a different way to keep the blue light out of his eyes.
I'm sure he has other options. But
Has he tried a trading card of himself as a Wild West sheriff? I heard those block light and pussy. The truth is, this explanation totally tracks. Trump has a long history of upcycling random things from his presidency, such as using White House aides as coasters for his Diet Cokes, using the free flowers at military cemeteries to give to Melania or a hot secretary, using the nuclear football briefcase to hold your seat at a restaurant when you need to pee, and using the smooth, soft Constitution to wipe his ass. One thing the GOP can all agree on is that drag queens are our nation's biggest problem. Republicans have released a slew of bills against drag shows across 14 states. Boy, they've really got their finger on the pulse of America. Voters are concerned about the economy, education, healthcare, crime. Let's see, I'm sure drag queens are in here somewhere. Voting, guns, immigration, where is it? I know it's in here because we spend all our time talking about drag queens. I spend hours each day talking about how they're going to ruin everything, and so does everyone I know. Is it on page 97? Missouri's Republican-led legislature rejected a measure that would prevent minors from carrying guns in public without adult supervision. So wait, a 12-year-old can't have sex, get married, drink, smoke. Okay, you can do those things, Trevor. Just quit pointing that AR-15 at me. A New Mexico state senator wants to make roasted chili the official state aroma. Bitch, your state doesn't need an official state aroma. The economy, education, healthcare, crime, pick any one of these, get the fuck to work and stop dicking around with smells. This week we hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. To celebrate, our own Chef Austin has a special treat for our 1,000th subscriber.
Hi, and welcome to the Phoenix Kitchen. I am super excited, Andrea, about our 1,000 subscriber. So to our 1,000 subscriber, Steve, thank you. You're the best. I am going to make an original recipe and name it after you. I have no idea what it'll be yet, but it's worth it for you, buddy. All right, check back with me in a minute. I've done it. I am so proud of this. This is for all of you, all of our fans, and especially all of our subscribers. You know who you are, Steve. We know who you are, Steve. I have built for you this cake that is applied as such. We have on the bottom of this cake, cheesecake. Atop this cheesecake, a yogurt cake with its denser crumb. What next, you say? We're going to tres leches this cake with the wonderful combination of whole milk, sweetened condensed milk, and evaporated milk. And then we're just gonna pour that on. You know what's happening here. This is what you call decadence. But is it decadent enough? I say no. Not for you, Steve. 1 second. This one's for you, buddy. I give you, our audience, who I appreciate beyond words, the first 1,000 of you especially, subscribers, the Maiello Mil Leches cake. That's right, 1,000 leches. One for each of you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you letting me do this for you. And hey, if any of you out there would like something named after you that I could make, well, we got a Patreon page you could visit. Anyway, thanks a bunch. Back to you in the studio, Andrea.
In all seriousness, thank you to everyone who has watched and subscribed. We love making this show for you, and it means the world to us that you're here. American Freight Rail, who ain't got time for your sick leave bullshit, is opening its purse after a toxic gas release from a derailed Fireball train. Norfolk Southern, a $55 billion company, has authorized a whopping $25,000 in assistance to the poor townsfolk of East Palestine, Ohio, who were forced to flee for their lives. Recognizing that amount might be a smidge low, the company has authorized over $4 million for lobbyists. Elon Musk flew home from the Super Bowl, woke up his entire team, and was like, hey, make more people see my tweets. So they all hopped out of bed and did it because they like working for a giant man baby for some reason. Dude, you have $1 bajillion and you know how to shoot trucks into outer space. Who the fuck cares who sees your tweets? That's like having an unlimited lifetime supply of free daily blowjobs and being like, well, I also want a pet turkey. Like, dude, things seem to be going your way. Why do you need the turkey? Grow up. A German ballet director has been fired after smearing poop on a critic's face. Would love to be at his next job interview. So what would you say are your best skills? Well, I'm very assertive and direct. Okay, great. And do you take criticism well? Nein, I do not. A man was accidentally shot and killed after taking his gun with him into an MRI. The giant magnet was no respecter of self-defense rights as it pulled the gun from the man's waistband and caused the weapon to discharge its freedom into his stomach. Governors DeSantis and Abbott have already introduced legislation to ban MRI machines in their respective states. In sports news, Kansas City beat Philadelphia in a game played Sunday night in Arizona. However, former Republican candidate Carrie Lake has decided to contest the results. Players in the Super Bowl complained that the grass was too wet. They were all good with the concussions, though. And finally tonight, Coca-Cola is launching a new beverage that, according to a company spokesperson, tastes like transformation. Reach for comment, Franz Kafka asked, transformation into what exactly? Meanwhile, Pepsi's Peeps flavored soda is back, and look, you could develop diabetes over the course of several years by drinking these things, or you could just go ahead and chop your foot off right now. It's a lot faster and less gross. That wraps up this week's Friday Fenix. Tell all your friends to subscribe.
Your efforts are valid, but I don't think you can step up to the challenge. Your efforts are valid, but I don't think you can step up to the challenge. Your efforts